Hey, what's going on, people? You know what it is. It's your boy Lou back at you one more time. Wrestling 2 101. Uh, Before I get into this video, I want to make a couple of things very clear. First of all, this isn't a rant video. This is a video of me paying homage to somebody whose career has been so full of greatness and prestige that I do not know why, in God's green earth, man still wrestles. I can't figure it out for the life of me. And there's a lot of guys, obviously that should retire, but one particular person that I'm going to speak about right now, because I have so much respect for this man. He started off his career back in 1992 in AAA, as far as I know. I've seen matches of him in AAA, stuff he's done in All Japan. He's also worked for ECW. He worked for WCW. Now he works for WWE. With the exception of Chavo Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero died, and, Juventud and all them guys, didn't stay in WWE. Until Sin Cara came, the only other luchador we had left in WWE who is the man I'm speaking about, is Rey Mysterio. Now, obviously you people knew that from the title of the video, but like I said, people, I'm not trying to make this sound like a rant, so don't take this the wrong way. And what I'm about to say, I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, especially from the wrestling fans, the real wrestling fans. I like Rey Mysterio. I'm not afraid to admit it. Rey Mysterio is one of the reasons that I got into wrestling. So I'm not going to bash him, at least not completely, because yes, he doesn't put people over in more than he needs to, and I know he has some problems backstage, with WWE, but I necessarily don't believe everything I hear online. So until somebody actually proves it to me, and has a video footage, they're seeing it happen, I don't believe it. But regardless of the fact, people don't go over him, and he's got nothing left to prove. His whole career, he's lost matches, he's put over people, he's went over people. Why can't you do that now? You're in the tail end of your career, Ray. Why don't you just tell Vince McMahon to stop booking you like this stupid wannabe John Cena mini Superman gimmick, and make you a reasonable opponent for somebody. You're 5'6" and 175 pounds. You're not Superman. Sorry. And it's bad enough that they make you do this, but I don't see why you still do this. What do you have left to prove, man? Are you trying to prove that you still work through all your injuries, and that you're not a shell of your former self? Because if that's what you're thinking in your own head, Ray, man, you're full of yourself, man. I love you to death, bro, but you need to retire, man. For those of you that don't know, 19 years as a pro wrestler is going to do a lot to your body, and this man has had many surgeries. For those of you that don't know, he's had like 6 knee surgeries, or 5, I think it's 6, on his ACL and his left knee, and other parts as well. Like I said, all the rest over his body, he's had surgeries, people. And if you look back at his old matches, either from AAA or All Japan or even ECW, WCW, whatever, you see how incredible he was. I mean, his moveset had over like 500 moves in it. If you don't believe me, go watch the shit. YouTube it. I'm serious. And like I said before, back then he was a young talent. And granted, he was trying to get himself over as somebody, but eventually it happened. But in the beginning, he had to lose. And he had to work his way up the ladder from the very beginning. And look how small he is. He's a perfect example for all those people that say a small guy can never get pushed in WWE. We all know that's bullshit. He did it for Ray. They're doing it to Sin Cara right now. They're giving Christian a push. He's not that big. Edge wasn't that big of a guy. They will push these small guys, but a lot of these small guys can use Ray's spot. And I know a lot of people will argue that, okay, John Cena and Randy Orton hog all the spotlight, and they do. Granted they do, but their careers haven't been that long. Okay, their career hasn't been 19 years, so I could still get around the fact that they're on the TV. The belts mean nothing to me. I just watch the show to be entertained. As far as I'm concerned, whoever the hell wins the belts is irrelevant. They're worth more than the belts are worth. All the guys that need a push in WWE can't get them. And the only reason they can't get them is because they can't go over these top guys. Rey Mysterio beat CM Punk how many times last year with the Straightest Society? Like 3 times? And the last one was for that hair versus mask match. That was so predictable who was going to win. Granted, Randy Orton buried him too, and a lot of guys in the mid card division and upper mid card division still continuously do get buried somewhat, but it's completely ridiculous because you got all these guys right now, and Ray, you can make somebody else look really good, and at times you'll do some crazy move to get a nostalgic pop from the fans. Other than that, your moveset's flashy, but it's not that impressive anymore, bro. Yeah, you look good in the ring when you go, but you ain't got the moves you used to, man. You got to modify everything you do so you don't get hurt, and you slow. You ain't got the speed that you used to. Evan Bourne is better than you in the ring right now. Okay, Sin Cara is better than you in the ring right now because they're young. Not saying that you never were great. As far as I'm concerned, you're the best luchador ever. You're the best high flyer in history in my book. I've been more entertained by your matches than any other matches I've ever seen. At least on the mainstream end of wrestling. And I could truly say that. And I don't care what people say. You people obviously haven't watched this stuff from WCW, ECW, like AAA and whatnot. If you guys haven't watched all that, then you really can't say much because you didn't see him when he was like 19, 20, 21, 22, when he was a kid. He was younger than me. He was phenomenal then. And he still lost to get to the top. But he can't lose to get other guys to the top. Or at least WWE won't book him that way. They're trying to get the full advantage out of him while he's there. And I understand that, but what's going to happen when he's gone? None of these younger guys, the same thing with Cena Orton, really. What's going to happen in the long run for anybody? If the top guys are always on top and they're never on the bottom, or they're not just going away. There's a whole entire mid-card division of guys, or the undercard division, like the undercard, that weigh almost nothing, just as much as Ray does, maybe a couple of pounds more. Okay, Sin Cara doesn't weigh that much more than Ray. Neither does Evan Bourne, Zack Ryder, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, these guys are all within like maybe 20, 25 pounds of each other. They really are, 30 pounds at the most. Edge was too. Like I said, Edge wasn't that big either. I give Edge credit. At least he had to retire. But I hated the way he went out. But I give him credit for going because he had to. Because he got smart. Because he knew if he fucked up, he was going to be paralyzed. Ray, you're one more West Coast pop away, or a 619 away, from being the cripple 19. Be smart and leave. What else you got to prove, man? That you could still go, and with all your injuries, I mean, that you've already proven everything you got to prove, man. You're not going to disappoint anybody. You're not going to be letting anybody down if you leave. At least not from the real wrestling fans. We're not going to hate you for it, man. We'll respect you for it. There's people that'll pay homage to you for the greatness you've done for this business. If it wasn't for you, lightweight guys in a lot of places would have never gotten taken seriously in the United States. He was one of the reasons that luchador-type wrestling was taken seriously in the U.S. Granted, someone else would have came up and probably did it, but he was the one. And no one can deny that. He's done so much for this business. But once again, Ray, before you do some stupid move that you break your knee again, granted that you're supposed to have a damn surgery like a year and a half ago, you and the Big Show. Not going to go talk about the Big Show right now. But you're not having it. And the reason you're not having it, at least I think, is because you know that if you do undergo the surgery, you're done. If you have that knee surgery, your career's over. And you don't want to deal with that. Because you still want to hog the spotlight. or you still have something left to prove. So every time you keep re-signing your contract, you say you're going to retire, but you're not going to retire. You're going to keep doing it till you're the age of Ric Flair, and at that point, you're going to be coming down to the ring on crutches. Ray, I really hope you can see this video, man, because I respect you so much, but what you're doing yourself is ridiculous. You even said it in your own interviews. Your body will thank you when you leave this business for all the abuse that you've done to it. What the hell are you waiting for, man? You're loaded. All the money you got, man. Your family's at home waiting for you, and you're out 5 days every week of the year. You're never home. Don't you think it's about time you left this business and went to being just a family man and live your life? You're young still, man. You got your whole life ahead of you. You're not that old. You're only about 7 or 8 years older than me. Like I said, man, I don't want to see them take you out of that ring on a stretcher, bro. And that's how you end your career. Because I know you want that illustrious send-off that you deserve. You're already in the Hall of Fame in AAA, or I forget where else, but I know you're in the Hall of Fame somewhere else, buddy. And you will be in the Hall of Fame of WWE because you were that important to them. And like I said, your fans, they're still going to love you, man. Even though you're gone, no one's going to forget about you. You'll be remembered. Believe me, people like me will post videos remembering your legacy, making sure people don't forget you. In order to understand modern wrestling, you have to know the roots of it. And you're part of the root. You're part of my root, at least. That's why I can't watch you on TV anymore, man. I can't watch you destroy yourself and keep destroying this young talent that is never going to get a chance if you don't give up that light. That shining light, that spot that you have in that company, that being one of them top faces. Granted, you sell so much merchandise and all this. I understand that. But you've already had the greatest end of your career. In my opinion, your greatest part of your career was in WCW when you got unmasked by Kevin Nash. I remember before that you actually held the world title for one day, 3 hours. You lost at the end of the night, and it ended up going to a load of shit where you and Conan went against Kevin Nash and WO Wolfpack, whatever. And then hair versus mask match, and you lost. But after that, your career blew up. You became this giant killer. And you still lost matches, but you know, you were the Cruiserweight champion many times. You were tag team Cruiserweight champions with Billy Kidman. You faced Billy Kidman in great matches. You've had great matches with Roberto Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Yes, I said his fucking name. Dean Malenko. Perry Saturn. I don't give a fuck who it is. Chavo, Hoovy. I know I've probably said these guys. Super crazy. I don't care who you're talking about. He's had matches with so many great guys in his career that the matches he's putting on now, they're not that they're ruining his career, but they're not helping it. If you were putting these people over, maybe I could see a reason why you still want to stay around and beat up your body some more so you can help develop and the future of this company. Because like I said, when you're gone, who's going to take that spot, man? Because right now, I don't really see anybody, bro. So that's some real shit. For the future of that company, let some guys over you and get on the top. Then after that, bro, hang up the mask one more time. But this time, hang up the boots with it. And do me a favor. Go away. I really hope you do see this. I mean, I really hope someone can somehow get this to him. You know, I'll fucking sub this to Zack Ryder if I have to. Just to have him let you see it. And then have you, and if you got any heart, like you say you do on TV, you make a video response to me, telling me how you feel about what I'm saying about you. I mean, I'm not bashing you, bro. I love you to death, man. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have liked pro wrestling. Just hear me out, bro. Alright, people. I'm done. I hope you people enjoyed that little bit of a montage or whatever. I went off the top of my head. I really have nothing scripted here. So if I went off on a tangent of stuff, I apologize. Let me know what you think. You know what it is. Video response. Do what you do. Peace.